Hey Starseeds, hey Pisces out there. Oops. Hope everyone's getting better. Yeah, I want to kind of mention something if anyone's been having this. I've noticed that my weight has been fluctuating a ton. Just like overnight, 5-6 pounds. And nothing else is really changing. So I wanted to talk about, stuck energy. Like as a starseed, as a Pisces, we're so sensitive that we feel everything from other people, our environment, social media. So we really have to be careful what we look at, what we engage in. If we're not bringing a positive vibration or we're feeling it, be careful, because that heavy energy loves our light and will find it and stick to us and try to bring us back down. It's that heavy, tired feeling. That happens a lot when we're hurt or grieving or, seeing the world the way it is. So just practice some form of energy clearing around your home and your body. There's a lot of different ways. Even in your mind, you can say, whatever is not mine, get off, get back. Bells are great. Palo Santo, sage, incense, just opening the doors, moving, air through your space. Take a shower, soak. Even if you're just kind of with your hands pushing it down into the ground or up into the sky, it'll leave you. And, careful what you eat too. Yeah, we're just so sensitive to everything. If we're eating a lot of processed foods over time, that is heavy. Working out is a great way too to just like relieve stress and overall, detox yourself. So, even if it's just getting out for a walk or doing 10 jumping jacks when you're feeling like crap, it'll help. It'll help. And we need all the help we can get right now. So, I don't know about you, but I've just been having a really hard time sleeping lately. Really hard. Like I'm up till 2, 3 every morning. And then I'm up early with the sun. So I'm sitting with it, but realizing that during the day, I'm going to have to rest. And I think we all need that. Power down. Get off of social media. Get off of, Instagram. Turn off the news. It's not turning a blind eye to it. It's taking care of your health. Because if our cup is empty, if we're depleted, we can't sustain the energy, the pressure, and we need to be fully recharged, in order to shine our light and to help others. So it's not being an ostrich and turning our head and putting it in the sand and not wanting to deal with it. It's okay to take a break. It doesn't mean you don't care. In fact, it means you care the most. Because when you care about yourself, you care about everyone else. All right, my loves, let's begin. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords. So that's that stuck, heavy energy. That I feel trapped by my circumstance or every shitty thing out there. But there's still hope. There's still that guide. Our spirits, angels, ancestors are all with us, helping us get through these hard times. So, think about someone you love who've passed on, friend, family, anyone that you feel connected to, and they'll guide you. Like, I talk to my dad a lot. He died tragically when I was young, child. And for a long time, I was raised in a belief where when you're dead, you're dead. And I grieved for him because I could feel him. I could see signs, little things. But I was constantly told, no, that can't be. That's not him. That's wrong. That's not what's written by God. I'm not bashing any faiths because there's beauty in all of them. But it hurt me to know that he wasn't there. But he is. I talk to him all day. I know he's around me, supporting me. So even if you feel alone, betrayed, you're not. Find your guide, find your ancestor, your person, whoever it is, whatever it is that you need to look up to pull you through, call on them. All right, we're starting out with the Six of Pentacles. This card has been coming out a lot. And we can look at it in two ways, just like our life. Some say it pertains to equal give and take, generosity, balance. Others can see it as stinginess, giving crumbs, having a lot and not sharing it, right? So what I want to do is focus on the good. So even though we might feel those underlying feelings, how can we change it in our mind? Because when we change it in our mind and our hearts, it starts to change in our life. We manifest how we want our life to be at every second. We are the magician of our own reality, the alchemist that can create gold. So I'll mention things, but I'm really going to focus on how we can turn it around. Okay? So Six of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. And sixes in numerology, they speak about harmony, balance. 3 and 3, it's balanced. Relationships, harmony. So maybe we're bringing balance back into hurt relationships. Maybe we're extending the olive branch. Especially when we see the Queen of Cups. We're bringing out that understanding of, okay, a lot of really crappy stuff happened between us in this situation, whatever it is. But let's talk about it. How did we both contribute? How did we both play parts in the play? And how can we change it? How do we want it to look from now on? I'm not saying forget, because if people have done you wrong, there's got to be, what's that word, like restitution for that. People, one way or the other, have to stand before those that judge. And that feeling is right here, because we know exactly what we're doing, or we think we do. We know when we're doing wrong. We know when we're doing right. So we have to reconcile our behavior in our heart. So how can we change the dialogue? How can we come out and be more loving, more understanding, more sensitive, just kind? Empathetic is the word. Empathy. Knowing what someone else is feeling. Putting yourself in someone's shoes. Why did they do what they did? Why did I do what I did? It's having that awareness of the whole situation. And talking about it. Hey, what happened? Why? Ask the whys. And then we move to the how. How can we make it better? You know, the understanding of the past brings change to our future. We do not live in the past, but we learn from it. We put that knowledge in our magical book and we put it up on that shelf, and anytime we need to refer back to, oh yeah, that happened, not going to repeat that, do it. It's up to us. We can wallow in our wallowing. I mean, I do it too. Just give yourself a time limit. Don't let it run your whole life. It's okay to feel sad, okay to feel mad, okay to be like, F you. But think about the higher vibration. Think about how we can change those hurt feelings into something positive that we can teach ourselves and teach others. Just by example, not anything we're saying on a soapbox even. It's coming through with kindness. Even though it's hard. You know, some people don't deserve it, but we've got to try so that we get out of the hamster wheel. Strength. Strength. That is what we're in. That is where we need to be to get through this hard time. If you look at this card, she is looking over, is that clear? Is looking over an expanse with her lion. That's our ego. That's what gives us confidence. You know, that's also Leo. So August is coming up, Leo season. Fiery energy, passion. But it's healthy to have an ego, because otherwise people walk all over us, right? So it's not no ego. It's knowing your shadow like it's your best friend, so that no one can trick you or tumble you. Because you know all the tricks. You know how you can be taken. And yet you tame that ego. And you let that ego out when you need to stand up for yourself and stand up for others. But otherwise, you know what? I'm here, I'm humble, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm going through hard things. But I've got two sides of me. I've got this lion energy. Or I've got these little kittens. Playful, joy. Now there's also birds, freedom. It's really the balance of the two, knowing when to bring out one or not. Next up, we have the Hermit. So that's going deep into our subconscious. That's tapping into our ancestors, our guides, so many. You know, for me, that's tapping into my father, because he lives in my heart. He guides me every second of every day. So go in and listen to that voice, because that voice sees all, knows all, and has your best interest at heart. It's that highest mind. Yeah, look at that card. He's up very precariously, high up above the birds. Look, they're flying below him. So that's how high he is on top of a mountain. And yet he's perched on a ring and perched on more, rocks and shells. Ancient things, looks like fossils. Looking high into the sky, into the stars for guidance. Holding that lantern. The number 4 can be symbolic for someone. 4 birds. The 4 birds. 4s can be hard work, foundation. You think of like 4 cornerstones. You think of the 4 elements, the 4 directions. If you think about, I always love that movie, The Fifth Element. It's old, but it's really cool because there's 4 elements and yet there's the 5th. And that's where the magic comes from, and that's within us. We are that 5th element. We are that divine light that makes everything work in the world, that heals pain. That's in you. Thank you. Thank you for not giving up on yourself. We've got the 5 of Wands. If I'm looking at where it comes out, excuse me, it's connected to the 6 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So there has been some conflict. 5 speak of challenge, of change. What we have to fight through to get freedom. So there has been some hard work done. In looking at the imagery of this card, there's all these foxes jumping all over the place, and this figure is going in the opposite direction. And it looks like herding cats. Like, how do I get out of this? How do I keep moving forward? And yet, his face is fixed forward on the target, whatever that might be. So if that means your target is finding that harmony and balance within you so that it translates to your relationships, you've done the work. You've done the work. And don't forget that. That's the hardest part of the whole thing. So be proud of yourself for being here and doing the work. King of Swords. So this is air energy, masculine, intellectual, someone who's very smart, very strategic, uses their mind, uses their wisdom, uses their years, let's say, to think through their problems, think through the situations that they're in. Very clear. There's no emotion. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It's black and it's white. This happened and now this. Very logical. So that's where we are right now. You know, we've poured out our hearts. We've been wounded here. But now we bring it up to our higher self, our higher mind, and we decide where we want to step from here, where we want to tap into that strength, where we want to use our ego to push through, while still remembering about our heart, that love that's inside of us, that compassion. It's very powerful to have those two aspects working together. But here it looks to me, it feels to me, that right now our intellect is getting us through this hard part because we're emotionally exhausted. And that's okay. All right, the Hierophant. Did you see that? Tradition. The wise old teachers. The way of the world. Finance, economy, structure, institution, how things have been done. However, I did see something where it talked about institution or tradition in a different way, which I like a lot. It goes back to what I was saying earlier about how we can flip the script, change our reality, tapping into our ancestors. So to me now, when I see the Hierophant, I want to take it out of that controlling way of thinking about the Hierophant. Religious structure, government, XYZ, that. And I want to see it as returning to tradition, returning to the old ways, how things used to be so many years ago, how we could connect in with nature, connect in with the stars for guidance, connect in with the moon for how we feel, the sun for our energy, the animals. We watch their behavior and we learn about ours. It's getting back to those old roots on this earth. Paying respect to that. Paying respect to all that's come before. I think that's where we're going now. We're going back to the beginning. Because the cycle we're in is finished. We need something new. We need to create a new reality. Everything has burned down, literally and figuratively. The tower has come. We're in the midst of it. We're at the end where we'll start to rebuild. All right. Excuse me, my voice today. Let me pull an oracle card to finish it off. Oops, this one. Again, thank you so much for joining. Please subscribe, please like. It'll help me grow and get back on my feet. Help those that need to see these messages, because I feel like right now that it's kind of hidden in obscurity, which is actually great because that means the right people are finding me. But know that there's a lot of us out there. So let's call them all in so that we can all be together and all support one another. We need all the love we can get. Lots of heart connections, even from afar. All right, I pulled this card last night. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. We're right there. She's looking in reverence upon our earth. The emotions, the sky. We're seen. We can't give up just because it's so dark right now. Because it's changing. And this one was on the bottom. I love this card. I was pulling it a lot before I started, putting my readings on YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. But activated earth. All right, sorry about that. Yesterday I set off the smoke alarm. Today, my friend who's letting me stay here, lots going on. Breakfast got burned. So, activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the signs. Follow your heart. Know that you're where you're meant to be. You're on your path. And sometimes people leave our path. We don't know why. Sometimes they come back. Sometimes they don't. But it's all part of our journey. We help people, we teach them things. By them being in our lives, by being in our energy. Don't forget that. You're loved. Hang in there, everyone. Thank you so much. I love you.